It's 6 o'clock. I'm bringing our meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
That's right. You don't see it. No.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's the closest we've been to the flag. Okay. We have welcome all, first of all, and then we have several minutes to discuss and approve.
A reminder, you have a 6:15 public hearing tonight.
Okay. You want to just give me a hint at 6:14? You want the mallet? The gavel, excuse me. So the first minutes to approve are the work session meeting minutes for April 12th, 2021.
I move that we accept the April 12th minutes as written.
All right, Zach moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Ed seconds. Any discussion? Zach, you vote.
Aye.
Mary Ann?
Aye.
Ed?
Aye.
Neil?
Aye.
Bill? Aye. Second, we have the April 12th non-public work session minutes, number 1. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Okay, Ted moves. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mary Ann seconds. Any discussion? Seeing none. Ted? Your vote?
Aye.
Neil?
Aye.
Zach?
Aye.
Mary Ann?
Aye.
Bill? Aye. Next, we have the April 12th, 2021 non-public work session minutes, number 2. Is there a motion?
I make a motion, we accept the meeting minutes as written.
Second.
Neil, that was you, right?
Mhm.
Okay, Neil seconds, Mary Ann moves.
Quick discussion item on this one. These are listed as non-public work session minutes, but these are from the general session and thus did not occur during the 5 p.m. meeting, but instead during the 6 p.m. meeting.
So it should be just say selectmen non-public minutes.
Yeah, and then in the members present section, it should say 6 p.m., not 5 p.m.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, with that edit, any other discussion? Neil, your vote.
Aye.
Ted?
Aye.
Mary Ann?
Aye.
Zach?
Aye.
Bill? Aye. All right, the select board will meet on the following dates. We're going to have our regular meeting at 6 p.m. and the first one is Monday, May 10th, 2021, and then the next regular meeting is Monday, May 24th, 2021. Work sessions prior to the regular meeting will start at 5 p.m. All of the above meetings will still be held by Zoom. You can find the dial-in information on the town's website at plymouth-nh.org. Citizens wishing to be listed on the select board's agenda should notify the town hall before 12 noon, the Friday before the scheduled meeting. Road bans for the town of Plymouth will be in effect from March 1st through May 1st, 2021. A list of roads can be located at the town hall and on the town's website. Reopening of town offices. The town of Plymouth continues to follow the governor's orders and CDC updates and recommendations very closely regarding COVID-19. As of April 18th, 2021, state of emergency order extends Executive Order 2020-04 until May 7th, 2021. Due to the concerns on the COVID-19 virus and by the agreement of the town's emergency management director, town offices will remain closed to the public through Friday, May 21st, 2021. Please note, as we respond to this unprecedented and rapidly changing situation, the above plans may change at any time in the future. We expect to receive regular updates and will make every attempt to keep you informed. Please continue to check our website and Facebook page for an up-to-date planning and information. So if you need something, please don't hesitate to call the Select Board's office at 536-1731 from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. The Town Clerk's office at 536-1732 at 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Tax Collector's office is open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You can dial her at 536-4733 from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Please be aware that the town's mask ordinance still remains in full effect until further notice.
Before you go on, I didn't hear a motion for the April 12th regular meeting minutes.
Yeah, we skipped over those.
I was gonna call that out too.
The fourth one on your first list.
Okay. I
I'd
was
like to
going
make a
to
motion that we accept
We're going
the,
back to it, all right.
Yeah, Jesus.
Testing
Meeting
I
minutes.
thought I was going to skip it. What?
making a motion to accept the April 12th
Thank
meeting
you.
minutes.
Okay. Zach moves. Is there a second? And Neil seconds. Any discussion? Seeing none, Ted, your vote?
Aye.
Neil?
Aye.
Mary Ann?
Aye.
Zach?
Aye.
Bill? Aye.
Thank you.
All right, chairman's comments. So while the state of New Hampshire has allowed the statewide mask mandate to expire, the town of Plymouth public ordinance on face coverings remains in effect until it's rescinded by the action of the select board. And for a copy of the ordinance, you can contact town offices at 536-1731 or visit the town's website at www.plymouth-nh.org for details and the requirements for the face coverings while visiting the downtown or greater Plymouth area. And okay,
Can I ask you a question?
sure.
The select board's action supersedes the state's action in this case?
It does. Actually, the governor allows us to do this because of his emergency orders. And just to quote our ordinance as far as its effective date, or as it remains in effect, this regulation shall remain in effect for a period of 30 days following the lifting of the COVID-19 state of emergency by the governor, unless the select board determines that the reasons for adopting these regulations still exist, in which case these regulations shall continue in effect until rescinded by the action of the select board. So since the order of the governor is, where was it? Is it
May 7th.
May 7th is when the executive order, is, stops for the governor. Should he extend it, then we will still be 30 days after that order runs out. And if it's the action of the board to continue that, we shall still continue the mask mandate. So, so there's that comment. The other comment I had, which is probably not going to make me extraordinarily popular, but at our last board meeting, we had a presentation by Bob McLeod from Midstate. And, he described how Midstate is desiring to go forward with a project which would retool the Cozy Cabin business out on Tenny Mountain Highway. And instead of 5 classrooms, accommodate 60 students. And a question was made whether or not the property exemption would be sought, or if it would be, or this Midstate would pay taxes on that business. And Bob McLeod did state that he couldn't answer it at this time, but they would qualify, or it's likely that they would qualify for exemption and may do so at a later time. And I mean, I'm a family man. My wife and I raised 4 kids, and I intimately know how difficult it is to find quality childcare in the Plymouth area. And we used to drive our kids, we both worked in Concord. We used to drive our kids down to New Hampton because we qualified as townies for their school daycare. And it was a really nice organization, but it was like 15 miles away. So, I mean, I have great sympathies for, families looking for quality childcare. And I do believe that we need to go forward with a project that Mr. McLeod is offering up. And it was obvious that there was a lot of citizens, corroboration that we need to have this done, and they love this project going forward. I'm not so keen on the fact that, well, first of all, the project is on Tenny Mountain Highway. It's a rather high-speed road. You're going to have 60 children, not too far away from the road itself. And if they can assure security, that's all well and good. But they're also locating this project in the current zone, which is industrial commercial, and that they're approaching CBA to get an exemption for that. But it's in our business corridor, and annual taxes on that property are $20,273. And we're in the midst of like losing revenue kind of left and right. And it just seems like, although the project's very worthy, that there might be a better location where, I'm not certain what the finding was that made them go in that direction, but, I would urge them to find some other projects, perhaps on the property that Midstate is on, to accommodate a daycare or childcare center. Anyway, and I know that they're going before the ZBA on the Zoning Board of Adjustment on May 4th at 7 p.m. And I'll be interested to see how that's decided. But anyway, I just had to raise that concern. Well, we got 2 minutes.
I think it would be most unfortunate to lose that commercial property in our business district, when I feel that they could find a better site that's not on our main business district.
Thank you, Neil.
I would have to agree.
Thanks, Ted.
Sort of related but different. There's also a child care facility right across the street from there, which, I mean, it has always seemed odd to me that there was a child care facility already in that area. Now adding a second one does seem extra strange.
Across from the Sears building, there's a childcare center.
Yeah, in the building that Verizon's in.
Really?
I don't know where where's Verizon?
I didn't know that.
Me either.
Well, but that's
Verizon or
in that same strip.
Mhm.
Wasn't aware. I would be pretty certain that, well, not unless they could buy like the next strip building over, that's probably can't accommodate 60 people though. And also Bob was saying that they're going to be targeting low to mid, moderate income families. So, which probably wouldn't fit with like a for-profit daycare center, but I don't know. I just, it would be kind of, I know they're under the gun too, because they want to go forward with a grant application. But it's too bad that they have to hurry this one. And I think there might be a good option to slow down and find a better site. And it is 6:15. And we are now opening a public hearing on the acceptance of unanticipated revenues in the amount of $2.7 million from U.S. Department of Commerce Economic Development Administration in accordance with RSA 31:95-B for assistance with the construction of stormwater management infrastructure improvements in the downtown area. The total project is estimated at $3.375 million, with $675,000 match to come from the municipality. And I'm going to open it up for anyone that in the general public that might have a comment one way or the other regarding this request.
Frank, I think that's.
Oh, Frank, I'm sorry, I was looking at the screen. Frank Miller from Plymouth.
Frank Miller, citizen, and I would like to enthusiastically support this article that we've definitely needed this enhancement of our infrastructure. It's long overdue, and we will still need it if we don't get it, and then it'll cost more the next time we apply. I believe the last time we did this was 20 years ago. And needless to say, we still need it, and the inflation cost for not doing it and the restriction it puts on the town of Plymouth, the business community for not having it is substantial. And I recommend approval and support it. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. There. All right. Well, let me read this. Flash, it just got handed to me. So, well, let me clarify, at least fill in, what's kind of going on here. The Plymouth Select Board welcomes all present for this public hearing pursuant to, well, you already did that part. Did that part too. So we've got improvements on Main and Russell Streets and the downtown commercial district, including pipelines, roadway construction, sidewalk reconstruction, and lighting improvements. The total cost, I've already stated. And the project completion is to be within 45 months from the date of award. And if people aren't like waving their hands, maybe June, do you want to provide any additional information?
Sure. You think you've given a good summary of it. I would just add that, when we got the formal award notice from the Economic Development Administration about a week ago, there's, a couple forms to fill out, and, Anne highlighted that we had to have this public hearing to accept the money. And, we have all, the town manager, finance director, and myself have all gone through, I was just looking it up, actually a 10-page document with the specific award conditions and 82 pages of standard terms and conditions. So, this is a big responsibility for the town, but obviously it's a fantastic award and greatly needed to help, address stormwater conditions in the South Main Street area. While it's reaches up to Russell Street, it's really because the water starts at the top of the hill and starts flowing down. So it's part of a much bigger effort overall, working with water and sewer too.
Thank you. Are there any other comments? No, Ted?
Yeah, I had a question regarding, does this help offset any of what we have to do for the existing water and sewer work that's planned for the next couple of summers?
You want me to take a stab?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, this is the water and sewer has funding from rural development, U.S. Department of Agricultural Rural Development Program, is my understanding, for replacing water and sewer lines on South Main Street. They will be doing additional work up Main Street and Green Street. Like some of it's water, some of it's sewer in that area, but from the kind of the town, Highland Street down towards Warren Street they'll take care of the water and sewer lines with a separate project, and we have to do the stormwater drainage there. So we're hoping to be able to do is we have to have two separate engineering firms designing this, but have the project, the two designs come together one set of bidding, and one contractor hopefully will be, hired to do both projects. So it gets very complicated when you have different entities and different pots of money and following all the rules. But, I talk to Don Jutton regularly now, and, we definitely are full collaboration on it. But, we have to go through first. The first step is to have the hearing, accept the award, and then we send in tomorrow all kinds of paperwork, and then we'll get going on our project meetings and following all their protocols for hiring an engineering firm and getting them working closely with water and sewers engineering firm.
I guess the thing I want to make sure is that we weren't going to dig up the streets twice.
No, in fact, water and sewer is adjusting their timeline to accommodate the town's award of this money. They actually would be ready to go a little bit sooner, but we have to, follow the protocols from the Economic Development Administration. So it's actually going to delay their work, but they want to do that exactly for what you're saying. It will only be one project. They're trying, scheduling a lot of the work at night. Certainly will be a disruption, but we have to maintain traffic flow through there. So that's going to be part of the project design, is maintaining traffic control and flow.
I'd like to make a comment. It needs to be understood that stormwater management is becoming increasingly more important. And the system that we have now is seriously outmoded. It's antique, actually. It just can't handle the frequency and the intensity of the storms that we're beginning to see now.
And we have the condition of where we treat stormwater in our sewage process. So that is very costly for water and sewer, because that water doesn't have to be treated as sewage water, but and that would be helpful to get that. So any other public comments? I don't see any hands up. Any other comments from the board? Okay.
The match, where does the match come from?
Oops.
From the bond, actually. We put it in the bond.
The town has a 20% match. So it's really a $3.37 million project, with 2.7 coming from EDA, from this grant.
All right. Well.
Quick
Oh,
note, unrelated to this post gavel slap. I previously said Verizon in the previous segment. I meant the building that Spectrum is in, just for clarification.
Oh, okay. Well, I misunderstood, and I understood. So.
We're with you.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. So it's 6:23. I'm closing the public hearing, bringing back the board, and that's all she wrote on that one. So next up.
I need a vote to accept that grant.
Oh, for goodness sake, why don't you say so? Where does it say that? I don't see that.
At the same time, if we can just clarify that Kathy Lowe can sign.
Well, that's the next one. That's the Northern Borders thing.
No, this is in reference to this one.
The resolution?
That's different.
Yeah,
Still on the public hearing for this money.
okay.
We just have a vote from the board to accept this grant.
Okay. Do you want to frame that in the form of a motion and someone can?
Accept the grant of $2.7 million for an estimated cost of this project of 3.3, with 675,000 matched coming from the municipality, and also to allow Catherine Lowe as the signator for the Board of Selectmen in the town for this project.
So moved.
Okay, Zach moves. Is there a second? That was a Neil. Any discussion? Seeing none, Mary Ann, your vote.
Aye.
Neil?
Aye,
Any discussion? Sorry.
we're voting.
Seeing none, okay, we got Mary Ann, we got Neil, Zach,
Aye.
Ed,
Aye.
Bill, aye. Thank you. All right, now we're off to the emergency management update. Scott Whedon, our emergency management director.
Sure. Thank you, Bill. Just real quickly, I've been working on a couple COVID-19 issues this week with the town office. And I think we've made progress on that and hopefully have some resolution. The only other thing I wanted to mention was we are moving ahead with our hazard mitigation planning. We've held 2 meetings, one on March 24th, and the second one was last week on April 21st. We've made great progress. We've updated the goals of the hazard mitigation plan. We've updated the hazard history, risk matrix. We've updated the critical facilities, which included existing facilities. We've added a couple to that. We've updated the capabilities based on regulations and new regulations that are coming out. And we've updated the completed mitigation projects that were identified. We've added to that list and removed. We do have an additional meeting on May 19th, which we will cover chapter 6, which is hazard mitigation projects. So we're moving right along on it. The committee has been very helpful and is a great wealth of knowledge in participating in the discussion. This past meeting, we did have Kayla Henderson join us from Homeland Security and Emergency Management. She's the hazard mitigation administrator, which is allowed by FEMA to approve our project and plan once completed. So it was nice having her join the meeting, hear what we were doing, see what we were doing, and provided some some input and consultation to us. We have had some takeaways from the meeting with regards to updating the assessed value of the critical facility, which Am was very helpful and got that updated. Jason from Plymouth Water and Sewer has updated the pump stations and the assessed values of those. And our fine police chief, Steve, provided the updated on the radio antennas and towers that we have in place. So making sure that we're including all of those different critical facilities included in our plan. So just an update on that. And the last piece is Homeland Security Emergency Management has accepted our promulgation letter that was sent to them at the end of last week. It is on file with them and has been accepted. And because of when our plan is going into place, we will not have to update that again until April of 2022, which is good news. And I've been working with the schools over the last couple weeks and getting their updated emergency operation plans to include in our local emergency operation plan as well, which the school by law has to be updated on an annual basis, and their next update will be in July. So that's what I have, and I'd be happy to answer any questions if anyone should have one.
Thank you, Scott. Any questions?
I'd like to ask a question. Have you considered contamination from PFAS chemical compounds in your hazard mitigation planning?
I can't say that we have, Neil, but I will make a note of that, and we will have that discussion at our May 19th meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Thanks, Neil. Any other comments or questions? Well, thanks very much, Scott.
Welcome. Thank you.
Are we going to write to new or other business? The first new business we have is acceptance of a bid for 11 free condo sites at Tenny Mountain Ski Area for Michael and Kimberly Tritola Bouchard. And as you recall, there was a bid that we initially accepted and then was explained to us that we needed to go to a public bid process. And thanks to Zach for doing that. And then we did that, and we had a singular bid that came in, and it was yeah, Michael and Kimberly. So Is there anything regarding that? Oh, here we go. So you have it in your packets. Please find this letter as a formal bid response of $19,027 for the 11 pre-condo sites for sale by the town of Plymouth at Tenny Mountain Ski Area. And we opened that bid on the 14th. I opened it and Hébert witnessed it.
I move that we accept it.
I second.
Okay, Neil moved, Ted seconded. Any discussion?
You know, I feel bad that we had to go through all this, but in the process, we have established a policy that makes it what I call fairer to the general public.
Thank you, Neil. Any other discussion or comments?
Yeah, I mean,
Seeing-
I'm sad that it was a little bit delayed, but I'm glad that it was a public process.
We didn't have to comment. So we had any other discussion? Okay. Ted, your vote.
Aye.
Mary Ann.
Aye.
Neil.
Aye.
Zach.
Aye.
Bill. Aye. Now we have June Hammond Rowan, our Planning and Development Director, regarding a resolution for Northern Borders grant for Railroad Square. June.
Hello again. So I believe in your packets, you should have a resolution. And this is a requirement of the grant materials for Northern Border Regional Commission. So with based on the discussion we had before and the letter of intent, letter of interest that was submitted back a few weeks ago for our Railroad Square area, I drafted up this resolution. And again, this is something that they require that the select board, read through and adopt as part of the application. So really what it's doing is it's certifying your support for this, and also similar to the last one, designating the town manager, Catherine Lowe, to sign things as related to the application and for this project. So in terms of what the project is, I'm still working on a lot of the details of it, and it's really trying to figure out how far we can go with available funds within the parameters of the grant, and again, the timeline. At this point, I'm thinking the letter of intent that we submitted was outlined for the Railroad Square area, kind of down behind Main Street. There's been a long standing interest in formalizing a roadway through there. We have some documentation of that from a previous feasibility study. I found notes that even go back further than that. But basically it's to do design, engineering, right-of-way work. So it would be some survey work. There would need to be some acquisition of a formal right-of-way through some areas down by KTM Auto, that stretch through there where the town does not have a designated right-of-way. At least we believe we don't, even though there is somewhat of a passageway through there. And I have met with one of the property owners so far who is expressing some great support for this and got very excited about some redevelopment opportunities down there, trying to find ways to build in some parking to support the businesses in the area. So I'm in that process of reaching out to other owners. Whether we can do some actual construction at this point is probably a somewhat unlikely, just to be honest about it, but I'm still going to be working with our with engineers that did the preliminary engineering report for the EDA funded project on South Main Street and our town engineer to try to get a better sense of just how far we can go with this in terms of, but the good news is we would actually have a project that should be designed, laid out, and hopefully have the right-of-way acquisition process done. So we could then move ahead another year, probably. We're looking at 2023, 24 probably for actual construction. And then we could go back to the northern border, go to rural development, maybe EDA, some other places to try to get the money for the actual construction itself. It's a big project. There's a lot of infrastructure, storm drainage underneath, separating from sewer, as Bill had mentioned earlier for the other project. And then really doing acquisition work for a formal right-of-way is is a big process because you have to do appraisals and, really lay out a survey. But without those pieces, that's why we don't have a formal roadway there. It's just never been done. So this is kind of our effort to do that and really address some of the flooding down there. Some of the flooding will be helped by the South Main Street project, but there are some collapsed storm drains and things in the area, catch basins, I guess, according to our highway manager. And that those would not be being picked up by the EDA funded project. So be kind of, there's going to be less water going there as a result of the South Main Street. So the drainage, the flooding will be better, but it's not fixing the problem. So when it does flood, if we got a big storm, it would still be some issues in that area.
Thank you, June. Any comments for June's explanation? Well, I don't think I need to read the whole resolution. I think you've already seen it in your packets. And essentially it's what June has indicated, that we're accepting the monies and that Kathy would be the signatory. And we're seeking board approval for that resolution.
How much money is involved?
It's hard to say at this point. We can't apply for more than $1 million. If it does not include construction, I think the maximum is 350,000. So I'm guessing, and giving what we have available to claim as our waiver from the match requirement this time, I'm thinking more in that 350. Again, that would allow, and the other issue is that if we were to be awarded, the project can't start before this fall, October 1st, and it might not even be able to start then with federal contracts and things, but it needs to be completed by fall of 2024. So the typical timeline for doing, design of a roadway, survey, right-of-way, appraisals, and the formal acquisition process will take a couple of years. So we'd be looking then in maybe 2023, finishing that kind of work by early 2024, summer of 24. So even within that timeline, it doesn't even give us enough to really probably do more than just kind of get it ready for construction. But the good news is, we are hearing lots of things about having projects, infrastructure projects, having them ready to go, as we might be getting more infrastructure money from the federal government. Obviously we're all hearing a lot of talk about that. So this will help get us ready, that shovel ready, the thing that they always talk about. So maybe by summer of 2020, late 2023, 24, we can have something really ready to go would be the goal. If we're awarded, we have to apply. Again, it's very competitive. So we're putting in a lot of work for the hopes that this will happen. So no guarantees, but.
Hey, wait a minute. I thought you guaranteed this.
Yeah. Well, if you don't pass the resolution, because that's required in the application, then it's not going to go. So.
So you need a motion?
Yep.
So move.
Yes. Okay. Neil moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Ed seconds. Any other discussion? Seeing none. Zach, your vote.
Aye.
Marianne?
Aye.
Ed?
Aye.
Neil?
Aye.
Bill? Aye. Very good. Let's sum that. Okay. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you very much. Any committee reports?
Yes, we actually have one. I will report that the Budget Committee met last Wednesday on the 21st, 6 p.m. at the Town Hall. Kathy provided some materials for the group to look at. We discussed the format, standards of basically the materials that the departments would provide. And we discussed process and ideas on how to move forward. And we established time to meet towards the end of June to finalize basically the ABC requirements in preparation for the normal budget cycle.
I probably should know, but who's on the committee, or how big is the committee now?
It's Mark Halloran, the two mics as the representative from the board on there.
Okay, very good. All right. Anything else? The other committee?
I attended the Conservation Commission meeting, and our largest discussion was regarding the land on top of Tenny Mountain that the town owns. And we have an abutter who has some really good ideas on how the land could be utilized. And we discussed, possible ideas for access and potential easements and with abutters. And the land was given to us by a man named James Miller. It's approximately 100 acres. It's near the top of the mountain. There are a lot of steep slopes. It has folic soils, which are high altitude soils. And, we're considering a broad ranging discussion of how this piece of land could be utilized. That was our main discussion.
We have access to that, right? Is there a right of way to get to that property?
Well, it's questionable. I don't think it's, we do have some form of access, but we're not sure where it is.
Okay. Let's clear some trees and claim it.
But we have an abutter on the northern edge of the property who owns 150 acres, and he had some really good ideas to create a really a natural area that maybe students could study the diverse botany of the mountain.
Okay. Thank you, Neil. Anyone else? Yes, Mary Ann.
So I sat with the planning board last week, a long meeting, over 3 hours, but well worth it, of course. So there was a couple site plan applications. One of them was for Aroma Joes that we approved. They're putting in between or in the corner of Tenny Mountain and Boulder Point. So that is going through. We denied one, the RV park kind of across from Yetton Road. We've been going back and forth with Joe Carter from Fatherland Trust on that. And he was asking for yet another extension. And the board denied that extension. Too much time has gone by and too much back and forth. So he's going to have to start the application process all over again. What's the other one? Oh, Three Lakes Landscaping on Tenny Mountain, kind of helping him work through the process. He'd asked for some changes. He made us aware of some additional things he'll be, improvements down at that site. So we kind of helped him simplify that process for him. So I think that was worthwhile. Parking committee will meet again this coming Friday. Steve LaFave was on vacation last Friday, so we changed it to continue for this Friday.
Okay.
That's about it.
Well, my vacation got taken away because the vice president came to Plymouth, so
Yes.
had to
How
do
come
that
she
instead.
raked over the parking committee meeting? You couldn't attend the parking committee, but you could handle the vice president. I see, Steve.
So Frank, did you hear that?
Heard something about a parking committee?
Yeah,
Correct. 9 a.m. on the 30th.
Okay, good.
So if you want to come to the PD, we can meet up there again.
Thank you. I will.
You're welcome.
Hey, speaking of the VP coming to town, I drove by the site for Aroma Joes, and there were a couple pickup trucks and some guys walking around there already. So looks like
There's concern for flooding that's been coming down and flooding out Plymouth Pet and Aquarium and that kind of strip there. So I guess most of it really, it's not Aroma Joe's generating more water. It really comes down from Boulder Point and the improvements made there. So Aroma Joe's was, I think, felt really good. I think the people at Plymouth Pet and whatnot there, was really appreciated the help that Aroma Joe's was going to put forward in that, kind of the goodwill towards them. So that went well.
very good.
Do they have a stormwater pollution prevention plan? Did they present one?
They did not present details, no. We talked about it, of course. Good, June.
I'm still here listening. They did, Neil, they had to do a drainage calculations and our town engineer has reviewed that. And then they had to make an adjustment to it. And while the approval was given, it was conditional. So one of the conditions is the final approval by our town engineer, and he's getting pretty busy lately. So he knows he's got to sign off on that. So the goal is that the post-development, there shouldn't be any increase in stormwater. They have a couple areas of detention, water retention from the reworking of the site and the parking and the driveway and the small building there. So we did look at that.
Thank you.
And I have to say too, when I was going down to drive by the co-op to catch the vice president, I did go down Bartlett Road. So there.
I bet you had to go really slow.
Well, if you just go like a zigzag, like a Z trip down that road, just pick the right pavement or pavement period, besides rocks and whatever. But all right. So any other committee reports?
So the school board met in early April, and I was going to talk about it during the last board meeting, and then I've since misplaced my notes because we deferred it. But two interesting things. One, at the high school, there was a little bit of concern and debate around the ownership of the SAU building that's on the school property. They're going to be doing some upgrades and some repairs to that building, but there's actually wasn't a clear understanding of if the town actually owns that building or if the school owns that small building. I think that they decided to proceed with the repairs at this time, but there is some, at least some lingering concern or debate on that board around exact ownership and responsibility of that specific building.
Does anybody here know? I would think it would be SAU, but
Yeah, it's not ours.
Kathy said
No,
that's-
but they are going through with the repairs, Zach. They're definitely.
Yeah,
starting.
they're definitely going through. They decided to go through the repairs, but it was one of those things that sort of got a little bit contentious because of the ownership. Now, there's a secondary issue of whether or not the high school budget should pay for it versus the SAU budget, which is a second issue. But there is some lack of clarity on the ownership of that property. So just in case it comes up somewhere else. Similarly, there was some, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Do you mean the town or do you mean Plymouth School District versus
No, I mean
Plymouth High
the
School?
town. So as I understood the explanation in that meeting is that the SAU inhabits that building, but the town owns that small piece of property. But I did not go confirm it afterwards. It was something I thought I would bring up here for someone who might actually have some expertise around that. Again, they decided to proceed and to figure out and untangle that in a later budget cycle, but at least as a kind of a warning that perhaps something might come from that. The other thing that ended up getting clarified, but was a similar point of contention, they had their various grounds material, and I know we do a lot of work between our Parks and Rec and their grounds and some shared maintenance of those fields, and so there was a little bit of hesitation around that. I think they got the clarity they needed there from John. So I don't think there's going to be any problem there. But just in case somebody from the high school comes out of the blue for whoever's on the Parks and Rec committee, I'm not sure who that is. That's Bill.
I don't know.
Yeah, who's our select board rep to Parks and Rec?
Yeah, we have it on the list downstairs.
Brian Dutile. All right.
Anyway, if it comes up, there was some question around which things the town pays for versus which things the high school pays for. Again, I think it all got clarified. They decided to proceed with all of the various, equipment funding and whatnot to maintain those fields. But in case it comes up in Parks and Rec, it was a momentarily contentious topic. And of course, that whole thing is recorded. So if anybody wants to see those exchanges, they're right there on YouTube.
I think that the entire property was purchased from Scott Coffin back about, I don't know, in the late 60s by the town of Plymouth. And the town of Plymouth owned both the high school and the elementary school and the entire property. So it should have divested from the town of Plymouth at some point if you follow the deeds.
So considering
Or
we
it
would
may
own
never
that,
have been divested.
yeah, considering we would own the high school parking lot and that big gash that's forming behind the athletic fields of the elementary school. I don't think we
Yeah,
want to
that's
own
another project.
that. Yeah,
The whole school's gonna go down to the river.
eventually. Oh, well. Any other committee reports? I'd have to say, looking at that big mass wasting that's going on behind the elementary school, at least for the purpose that we were there for, was the vote. And I think the vote on the warrant articles went extremely well.
Yeah.
And we had a great result. We had a lot of people show up. So I think for some of the discussion that was going on, I think we succeeded in having a very good event. So
It was friendly too.
yeah. That's always a plus. Well, any public comment on tonight's agenda? Wow, I haven't heard that in a while. The public has no comment. Thank you, Frank. Are there any other items that we need to address? It doesn't appear so. In that case, entertaining a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
All right, Mary Ann moves. Is there a second?
Second,
Ooh, Neil seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, Neil, your vote.
aye.
Ed,
Aye.
Jack,
Aye.
Mary Ann,
Aye.
Bill, aye.